I sit across from my wife at dinner and silence fills the room. She eats slowly and avoids my eyes. I say, "Did work hurt you today?" She shakes her head. "No," she whispers. That word closes the air between us. I stare at her hands and feel like a guest in my own house. I try to remember our last easy talk and fail. The distance feels built on purpose. I chew and taste nothing. My chest stays tight. I want to scream, but I swallow it down and nod at nothing. She keeps eating quietly, far away already. After dinner, I wash plates while she stands by the window. I say, "We need to talk." She answers, "Not tonight." I laugh softly. "You always say that?" She turns away. I'm tired. I drop a plate into the sink and water splashes my shirt. "I'm tired too," I tell her. "I'm tired of guessing what you feel." She hugs her arms and stays silent. The quiet screams louder than words. I wait for her to fight back, but she doesn't. She just leaves the room. I stand there dripping and alone again, counting breaths, losing hope slowly, painfully, fully. Call Marcus and say, "I think my marriage is dying." He laughs without humor. "I told you," he says. "She never cared enough." And I lean against the wall and close my eyes. "Maybe I failed," I whisper. He answers fast. "Stop blaming yourself. She married comfort, not love." His words slide into me too easily. I want to reject them, but they fit the picture I see daily. "You deserve warmth," he adds. I nod even though he cannot see me.
Hi.
The idea of leaving feels cruel and freeing. At once, I breathe hard and say nothing else tonight. Later, I find the envelope hidden in my desk drawer. My hands shake as I pull it out. Inside wait the divorce papers I signed weeks ago. I whisper, "This is it." The room feels small. I sit on the bed and read my name again and again. Each letter looks colder. I imagine handing them to her and watching her face. My chest twists. "You asked for this," I tell myself. The silence answers back. I hold the papers tight like proof of courage I barely feel. My breath stays shallow. Tomorrow waits heavy and close, like a door. I step into the hallway and hear a sound from the bathroom. I freeze. A soft sob slips through the door. My heart jumps. I move closer and whisper, "Liana." The crying stops for a second, then returns louder. I press my hand to the wood. "Are you okay?" I ask. She answers in broken breaths, "Go away." I stay there anyway. Another sob cracks, and I hear my name inside it. The sound cuts deep. I close my eyes and feel my anger shake. She whispers again, "Please." I step back slowly, burning, confused, afraid, listening still, hurting, silent. I lean against the wall and whisper, "Why didn't you tell me?" The door stays closed. She answers softly, "Because you don't listen anymore." Her words sting. "I try every day," I say. "You shut me out," she replies. I slide down to the floor. "I thought you stopped loving me." Silence hangs. Then she says, "I never stopped." My breath catches. I wait for more, but she only cries. Again, the truth feels huge and fragile. I press my fist to my mouth and stay quiet, scared to break it, scared to believe it, scared to move at all. I sit there and think about our early days. I whisper, "We used to laugh." She answers through the door, "We still can." Shake my head even though she cannot see me. I don't know how anymore, I admit. She says, "Start by staying." The request sounds small but heavy. I rub my face and say, "I stayed every night." She answers, "Not here." The words land sharp. I understand she means my heart. I feel it hiding for months. I breathe slow and whisper, "I am scared." She replies, "Me too." Fear joins us quietly, honestly, completely. My phone buzzes and Marcus's texts asking, "Did you sign?" I type back, "Tomorrow." He replies, "Good. End it clean." I stare at the words and feel sick. I glance at the bathroom door and whisper, "I don't know." She hears me and asks, "Who is that?" I answer, "Marcus." She goes quiet again, then she says, "He hates me." I sigh. "He thinks you hate me." She laughs weakly. If I hated you, I wouldn't cry like this. The truth sits heavy. I lock my phone and slide it away, choosing the hallway over his voice tonight. Finally, fully, I stand and say, "Open the door." She hesitates. "Why?" I answer, "Because I need to see you." The lock clicks softly, but the door opens a crack, and her eyes look red and tired. I step closer and whisper, "I didn't know you were hurting like this." She wipes her face. "You stopped asking," she says. I shake my head. "I asked wrong." She studies me quietly. "You asked, angry." The words feel fair. I nod once and say, "I don't want to be angry anymore." She watches me breathe and says nothing, but she doesn't close the door again. I look at her and feel tomorrow waiting behind me. I whisper, "I was going to leave." Her face falls, but she doesn't step back. "I know," she says softly. I blink. "You knew?" She nods. I felt it every night. Shame burns my throat. "I thought you didn't care," I confess. She answers, "I cared too much." The words break something open inside me. I swallow hard and say, "Tomorrow I won't sign yet." She closes her eyes and breathes out slowly. We stand there shaking, close, unfinished. I tell myself the ending can wait one more night. I wake up knowing today's the day I end my marriage. The thought sits heavy on my chest. I whisper, "Just do it." The room answers with silence. Liana stands by the mirror, tying her hair, calm, distant, beautiful in a way that hurts. I say, "I'll be late tonight." She nods. Okay, that's all. No questions. No fear. My heart twists. I grab my keys and leave before I change my mind. Every step toward the door feels final. I tell myself I want freedom. My hands shake anyway. I hate that they do. My phone rings while I'm driving. I answer without checking. A woman says, "Is this Liana's emergency contact?" My stomach drops. "Who is this?" I ask. She replies, "This is the hospital. We need her here immediately." My breath stops. "What hospital?" I shout. She repeats the name and hangs up. The road blurs. My heart slams against my ribs. Emergency contact. She never told me anything. I turn the car around so fast, horns scream behind me. I don't care. I race home and burst inside. "Liana," I yell. She stands frozen in the hallway. She looks at my face and whispers, "You answered?" I hold up my phone. "Hospital," I demand. Her eyes fill instantly. She shakes her head. "You weren't supposed to know." Rage and fear explode together. "Know what?" I shout. She steps back like I hit her. "I can explain," she says. I laugh harshly. "Then explain." She covers her mouth and sobs. The sound crushes me. I grab her shoulders. "Are you sick?" She nods once. My knees almost give out. "How long?" I ask. She whispers, "Months." The word feels like betrayal. I drive her to the hospital in silence. My hands grip the wheel so hard, they ache. I say, "Why hide this?" She stares out the window. "Because I didn't want pity." Slam my palm against the wheel. "I'm your husband," she whispers. "Exactly." I don't understand, and it terrifies me. The building rises ahead like a verdict. She opens the door before I park. I chase her inside. The nurse greets us gently. "Liana, we were worried." I step forward. "Tell me what's happening." The nurse hesitates and says, "Dr. Reyes will explain." We sit in a white room that smells like fear. Liana won't meet my eyes. I whisper, "Look at me." She doesn't. The doctor enters quietly. "I'm Dr. Reyes," he says. I stand immediately. "Tell me the truth." He studies my face, then nods. "She's been undergoing treatment for a serious condition." My voice cracks. "Serious?" "How?" he answers calmly. "Life-threatening." The words echo. I grip the chair to stay upright. "Why didn't anyone call me?" I ask. The doctor looks at her. She whispers, "I told them not to." My chest burns. I stare at her. "You chose this alone," she nods. "I didn't want." "You trapped," she says. I laugh in disbelief. Trapped. She finally looks at me. If you knew, you would stay out of guilt. Her honesty slices deep. I shout, I would stay because I love you. The room falls silent. I didn't plan to say it. The doctor steps back, giving us space. She whispers, that's why I hid it. Tears stream down her face. I wanted you free if I didn't survive. My anger collapses into horror. I can't breathe. Marcus calls while I stand in the hallway. I answer without thinking. Did you file? He asks. I whisper, she's sick. He pauses and set. The coldness shocks me. It's life-threatening, I say. He exhales. That's not your burden anymore. I stare at the floor. She's my wife. He replies sharply. She lied to you. That's manipulation. The word tastes wrong. She tried to protect me, I argue. He scoffs. She trapped you with sympathy. My stomach twists. His voice suddenly feels ugly. I say stop. He keeps talking. I hang up mid-sentence. I return to her room and sit beside her bed. She looks smaller under the lights. I whisper, why didn't you trust me? She answers softly. I trusted you too much. I shake my head. That makes no sense. She reaches for my hand. I trusted you to leave if you had a chance at happiness. The logic breaks my heart. I squeeze her fingers. My happiness is you, I say. She cries quietly. I didn't want you watching me disappear. The sentence tears through me. Every cold night suddenly changes shape inside my memory. I rest my forehead against her hand. You thought silence was kindness, I whisper. She nods. I thought distance would hurt less. I laugh bitterly. It almost ended us. She closes her eyes. I know. I breathe slowly. I brought divorce papers today. Her fingers tense. I add quickly, I didn't sign. Tears slip from her lashes. You should, she whispers. I shake my head. Don't tell me what I should do. She looks at me with fear. I'm dying, she says. I answer, then I'm staying. She tries to pull her hand away. I hold it tighter. Don't. Fight me, I say, she whispers. You deserve more. I lean closer. I deserve truth. She studies my face like she's memorizing it. This isn't fair to you, she says. I smile sadly. Nothing about love is fair. She sobs, and I let her cry into my shoulder. I feel her shaking and realize how alone she's been. The guilt crushes me. I whisper, you never had to. Disappear without me. She answers weakly. I was scared. The doctor returns with papers and quiet respect. I sign forms without reading. I tell him, do whatever you need. He nods and says, we will fight. The word fight fills the room with fragile hope. Liana squeezes my hand and whispers, I'm sorry. I kiss her knuckles. No more. Secrets, I tell her. She nods slowly. I sit beside her bed and watch her breathe. The divorce papers feel like a dream from another life. I don't know what tomorrow holds anymore. I only know I'm not leaving her to face it alone. I stand in the hospital hallway holding the divorce papers. My hands tremble. I whisper, this ends here. Tear them in half. The sound feels louder than thunder. I rip them again and again until the pieces fall like dead leaves. Glances at me, I don't care. I breathe hard and feel something inside me settle. I walk back into her room. She looks up, scared. I hold the scraps in my fist and say, I'm staying. Her face tightens. Don't, she whispers. I shake my head. Too late. She sits up slowly. You don't understand, she says. I step closer, then explain until I do. She looks at the window. This will hurt you. Laugh. Quietly, it already hurts. She swallows. Watching me fade will break you, I answer. Leaving you would break me more. Her eyes shined. I don't want to be your tragedy, she says. I sit beside her. You're my wife, I reply. It's the only title that matters. She turns toward me fully for the first time in months. The wall between us finally cracks. She whispers, I thought I was never enough for you. The confession surprises me enough. I repeat. She nods. You always look disappointed, I shake my head fast. I look lonely, I admit. I thought you never cared. Her breath catches. Cared so much I was scared too. Show it, she says. I press my hands together. We destroyed ourselves with silence. She laughs weakly. We were cowards. I smile sadly. Not anymore. The truth sits raw and bright between us. Hurts, but it feels honest. My phone buzzes again. I step into the hallway and answer. Marcus snaps. What are you doing? I reply calmly. I'm staying. He laughs harshly. You're throwing your life away. I feel heat rise in my chest. It's my life, I say. He lowers his voice. She trapped you, I whisper. Stop saying that. He spits. You were supposed to be free with me. The words freeze me. With you, I ask. He exhales. Sharply. I always hated your marriage, he admits. You changed after her. The jealousy finally shows its teeth. I lean against the wall. You wanted me alone? I say slowly. He answers. I wanted you back. I laugh bitterly. You never lost me, he snaps. I lost the version that mattered. The truth disgusts me. You wanted control, I tell him. Silence follows. Then he whispers maybe. I feel something inside me close forever. Don't call again, I say. He panics. You're choosing her over me. I answer, I'm choosing my life. My hand stops shaking. The world suddenly feels smaller and clearer. I return to her room and sit quietly. She studies my face. That was him, she says. I nod. I cut him off. Her eyes widen because of me. I shake my head. Because of me, I correct. I won't let poison stay near us. Tears slip down her cheeks. You're protecting me, she whispers. I smile softly. I'm protecting us. She reaches for my hand. Her fingers feel warm and fragile. I hold them gently. I'm not a burden, she asks. The question breaks my heart. You're my reason, I answer. Night falls slowly outside the window. She rests against my shoulder. I whisper, talk to me. She laughs weakly. About what? I say, everything we buried. She thinks for a moment. I hated seeing you unhappy, she admits. I smile sadly. I hated not knowing why. You were distant. She nods. I thought distance would protect you. I answer, it only protected fear. She squeezes my arm. I'm tired of fear, she says. I whisper, then stay brave with me. She nods and breathes out slowly, trusting me. A nurse enters quietly and checks her monitor. I ask, how is she? The nurse smiles gently. Stable for now. I thank her. When the door closes, Leanna whispers, you don't have to stay. Every night I laugh softly, try to make me leave. She smiles for the first time in days. The sight feels like sunrise. You'll get tired, she says. I answer, I'm already tired of running. She studies my face. Look different. I nod. I feel different. The fear hasn't vanished, but purpose stands stronger than it now. We sit in silence, but it isn't empty anymore. She traces circles on my hand. If I survive, she whispers, I want a loud life. Smile. We'll argue about paint colors and travel plans. She laughs softly. I want messy mornings. I answer, you'll have them. Eyes shine with fragile hope. Promise me you won't regret this, she says. I lean close. I regret every moment I almost left. She presses her forehead to mine. I'm scared, she admits. I whisper, be scared with me. Her breathing slows and she drifts toward sleep. I watch her chest rise and fall. Every breath feels precious. I whisper, I'm here. She murmurs, I know. The words settle deep inside me. I realize I'm not chasing happiness anymore. I'm guarding it. The shift feels quiet but permanent. I don't need grand promises or perfect futures. I only need this room, this hand in mine, this fragile present. Fear still stands in the corner, but it doesn't rule me now. Love does. And for the first time, that feels stronger than anything. I wake in the hospital chair with my neck aching and my hands still wrapped around hers. The clock says 4:12 a.m. Every second feels loud. I whisper, I'm still here. Her eyes open slowly. She smiles weakly. You never left, she says. I shake my head. I won't. The machines hum softly around us. I study her face like it might disappear. Fear sits in my throat. Today is surgery. Today decides everything. I lean closer and say, "Talk to me." She nods faintly. "I want honesty," she whispers. I answer, "You have it." She takes a shallow breath. "I'm sorry I loved you quietly," she says. The words tremble. I squeeze her hand. "I'm sorry I almost ran," I reply. She watches my eyes. "We're scared," she says. I nod. "I was selfish." She shakes her head. "You were human." I laugh softly. "That's not a defense." She smiles. "It's the truth." Silence stretches, but it's warm now. I whisper, "No more secrets." She answers, "No more silence." The promise settles between us like a vow. I feel steady for the first time in weeks. A nurse enters and says gently, "It's time." My chest tightens. I stand, but my legs feel weak. Liana looks at me. "Don't look like that," she whispers. I force a smile. "Like what?" "Shh." Laughs quietly, like you're losing me already. I lean down and press my forehead to hers. "You're not gone," I say. She whispers, "Stay brave." I nod. "I learned from you." They begin rolling her bed away. I walk beside her until the doors stop me. She reaches out. "Catch her fingers." "I love you," she says. I answer. I know. The doors close and the world goes silent. I sit in the empty hallway and stare at nothing. My phone buzzes. Marcus stands at the end of the corridor. I didn't hear him arrive. He crosses his arms. "You look terrible," he says. I answer calmly. "Go home." He scoffs. "You're still doing this?" I nod once. "Yes." He shakes his head. "You're wasting your life in a waiting room." I breathe slowly. It's my life too. "Waste." He steps closer. "She'll die and you'll have nothing." I meet his eyes. "I'll have no regrets." He laughs bitterly. "You used to dream bigger." Shrugged. "I still do." He gestures toward the doors. "This is your dream?" I answer, "This is my promise." His face twists. "She ruined you." Shake my head. "She revealed me." The hallway feels colder around us. He studies my face and sees he's lost. "You're choosing pain," he whispers. I reply, "I'm choosing love." The words end the argument. He exhales sharply and turns away. I don't call him back. His shadow fades down the corridor, and I feel lighter. Hours pass like broken glass. Every minute cuts. I whisper, "Please." To no one, memories rise without warning. Silent dinners, closed doors, nights I thought were empty. I see them differently now. They weren't empty. Were full of fear we never named. I laugh quietly at myself. "We were fools," I murmur. The waiting room doesn't answer. I rest my head in my hands and breathe. "Stay," I tell my heart, "just stay." The world shrinks to the doors. Nothing else matters. Not work, not pride. Only her breath returning. The doors finally open. Dr. Reyes steps out. My body moves before I think. I grab his arm. "Tell me," I demand. The pause feels endless. He smiles softly. "She made it." The words explode inside me. My knees almost fold. I laugh and cry at the same time. "She's alive?" I ask. He nods. "She's stable." I press my hands to my face. "Thank you," I whisper. He squeezes my shoulder. "She fought hard." I answer, "She always does." Relief floods me so fast it hurts. I lean against the wall and breathe. They let me see her an hour later. She looks pale and fragile, but she's smiling. I step close and whisper, "You scared me." She answers softly, "I'm stubborn." I laugh through tears. "I noticed." I take her hand carefully. "You're still here," I say. She nods. "So are you." I shake my head. "I'm not going anywhere." She studies my face. "I believe you now." The trust in her voice heals something deep. I kiss her knuckles. "Gently, we get a second start," I whisper. She smiles. "Let's not waste it." Days pass in slow recovery. We talk about everything. One morning, I pull papers from my bag. She frowns. "More hospital forms?" I smile. No. Reads the title and gasps. A vow renewal? I nod. I want new promises. Tears fill her eyes. You're serious? I laugh. I've never been more serious. She holds the paper like glass. You still want me? She whispers. I lean close. I choose you every day. She signs with shaking hands. I sign after her. The ink feels heavier than any contract I've known. I sit beside her bed and hold the papers. This isn't a fairy tale, I say quietly. She smiles. It's better. I tilt my head. How? She answers. We earned it. I nod. Slowly. Love isn't loud, I whisper. She squeezes my hand. Sometimes it's survival. I watch her breathe and feel peace settle deep inside me. The storm didn't end us. It remade us. I rest my forehead against her fingers and close. My eyes, I don't need perfect endings. Only need this quiet victory. And for the first time, that feels like everything.